Good morning. Good to see you today. Today I'm going to make what is a typical dessert that's taken to a brunch, a family get-together, a reunion, church, and it's one of those layered with pudding. Mine's a little different. I'm using pecan shortbread, Keebler's pecan shortbread cookies, a whole package crushed, a cup of pretzels crushed. That's going to be the first layer. Then there's going to be a cream cheese layer. And then I am putting bananas. And then it will be a homemade pudding. Now you don't have to. You can use 2 small boxes of instant pudding if you wish, but mine's going to have chocolate. And then on top of that will be your whipped cream and with chocolate grated on top. So let's get started on Darlene's table. I'm going to start with the crushed pecan shortbread. This is a Keebler brand. And the 1 cup of just plain salted pretzels. I'll mix this up. And 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I will bake this crust. Now, if you choose not to bake this crust, then you should put it in the refrigerator for 30 to 40 minutes before you continue layering it. And then the butter, 4 tablespoons of melted butter. All right, so that doesn't seem quite enough butter, so I've melted 2 more tablespoons. Yeah, all of this will be reflected in the recipe. I'm adding another tablespoon of butter, so that's a total of 7 tablespoons. That's going to stick together, and I'm going to bake it. All right. It's not going to go up the sides. It's going to be pressed into this dish. Now, I'm going to come back, make sure it's pretty even, and I'm going to press it down. So now I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. Now I'm going to move it to the side and let this cool off. Now I'm going to make the pudding for this layered dessert, and I'm using the same chocolate pudding recipe that I do with my chocolate cream pie. And this is the chocolate that I use in it. I buy this on Amazon 5 pounds at a time. You'd be surprised how quickly you use it. You can use it for all of your cooking. You can use it for chocolate chips in your chocolate chip cookies. It's a wonderful chocolate. Okay, I have 1 3/4 cup of sugar in here, and I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of cornstarch and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. So we're starting with the pudding. I'm going to make sure all this sugar and cornstarch, no lumps. One of the reasons I'm using my hand, no lumps. I'm using 3 cups of half and half. So I'm going to go up to 1 1/2 cups of half and half. Now another 1 1/2 cups. Now I don't have all my equipment here. And 6 egg yolks. I wanted to mix the egg yolks. Get a good mix. Now this is the other 1.5 cups of half and half with the egg yolks. If you are enjoying this content, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new recipe. I've got it about a medium, and I'm going to continually stir this until it starts to thicken. I'll turn the heat off. See how thick? There we go. I'm going to turn it off now. I'm going to give it a good whisk to make it nice and smooth. Now, I'm going to add the butter, the chocolate, the gelatin that I bloomed. Now I'm going to make sure that gelatin gets down there. Let it melt. See how quickly that chocolate melts? Now I'm going to let it sit for a few more minutes. I'm going to add some vanilla bean paste, a tablespoon. Can you see?
No.
Now I'm going to beat this some more. Make sure I've gotten everything from the edges. See? You want to make sure you go around that pot. You want to go around that pot and get all the edges that you might have missed with the whisk. See how nice and smooth that is? That's what you want to see. Now I'm going to set this aside for now. I'm going to press down some saran wrap so a skin doesn't form. This is a homemade pudding. I'm going to take this to the refrigerator and try to fast chill it because it'll be going on top of bananas. I've got 8 ounces of the same chocolate that I used in the pudding. I'm going to go over to the microwave and heat this in 1-minute increments until it's almost boiling. This is the whipped cream. 1 minute was a little too much. It did. It boiled over just a little bit. Oh. Hang on. Let that sit for a couple of minutes. This is nothing but the chocolate and whipped cream. I'm going to stir it until all the chocolate's completely melted. It looks like we're close to that. I see some small pieces. Yeah, that looks smooth. Now, all right. So now I'm going to pour the ganache over this crust, spread it around evenly, and it's going to go into the refrigerator until it's cold and set. All right, so this is going to go in the refrigerator until the chocolate is basically hardened. This is going to be the cream cheese layer. 8 ounces of cream cheese, half a cup of powdered sugar. I've got 1.5 cups of whipped cream. I'm just going to start out with a little bit. I'm going to get it nice and smooth, and then I'll add the rest of the whipped cream. No lumps. The rest of the whipped cream, it was a total of 1.5 cups. Go ahead and add a little vanilla bean paste. I'm going to whip this up. Make sure. All right, we have a nice firm ganache layer. All of this cream cheese layer goes here. This is the cream cheese and whipped cream. Okay, so now we have the base, the chocolate, the cream cheese layer. Now I've got 5 bananas here. So I'm going to be adding the bananas, and on top of this will go the chocolate pudding that I made. Remember, you can use an instant pudding. But I used the recipe from my chocolate cream pie recipe. It's on my website. I think it tastes much better, and you want to make this ahead, certainly before you make the crust, so it gets good and chilled to go on the bananas. After smoothing it out, we're going to cover it in saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator to chill thoroughly. So, my husband says I had chocolate in my hair. So if you see a little brown streak, that's what it is. Okay. Starting at the bottom with the crushed pecan shortbread cookies and pretzels. Next, a chocolate ganache that covers the shortbread crust. Then comes the cream cheese mixture. A layer of bananas topped with a rich chocolate pudding. Serve with a topping of whipped cream, making a total of 6 layers of decadent goodness that everyone will enjoy. So, God bless, and as always, thanks for watching Darlene's Table.